नमस्ते। अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः गुणत्रयविभागयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि जिज्ञानामुत्तमम् यज्जिज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे परां सिद्धिमितो गताः। इदं जिज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य मम साधर्म्यमागताः सर्वेऽपि नोपजायन्ते प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च। मम योनिर्महद् ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम्। समभवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत। One second. सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिरहं बीजप्रदः पिता सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति गुणः प्रकृतिसमभावाः निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो देहे देहिनमव्ययम्। तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमनामयम्। सुखसंज्ञेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसंज्ञेन चानघ। रजो रागात्मकं विदधि तृष्णसंज्ञसमुद्भवम्। तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्मसंज्ञेन देहिनाम्। तमस्तुज्ञानजं विदधि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनाम्। प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिस्तन्निबध्नाति प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिस्तन्निबध्नाति प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिस्तन्निबध्नाति भारत। सत्त्वं सुखे सञ्जायति रजः कर्मणि भारत। ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः प्रमादे सञ्जायत्युत। रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत। रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन् प्रकाश उपजायते। ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्याद् विपरीतं सत्त्वमित्युत। Okay, I'm just gonna check if I'm still online. Okay. लोभः प्रवृत्तिरारम्भः कर्मणोऽशमः स्पृहा। रजस्येतानि जायन्ते विपरीते भरतर्षभ। अप्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च प्रमादो मोह एव च। तमस्येतानि 자야는 때 비브리드테 구루나는 다나 야다 사트베 브라브리드테 두 브랄라얌 야티 데하프리트 따도뜨땀 따도뜨땀 아비담 로카나말란 로카나말란 브라티파디아테 라자시 브랄라얌 가트바 깔마상은기슈 자야테 타타 브랄리나스타마시 무터요니슈 자야테 깔마너허 수크리타시야 후허 사드비감 닐말람 팔라무 라자사스투 팔람 두허카마지냐남 타마사허 팔라무 사트바트 산자야테 지냐남 라자소 로파 에바자 브라마다 모하오 다마소 바바토 지냐남 에바자 울트밤 가크차느띠 사트바스타 마티에 드시터느띠 라자사흐 자카니아 구너브리트띠 자카니아 구너브리트띠스타 자카니아 구너브리트띠스타 아토 가크차느띠 다마사흐 나니암 구누에 피아흐 갈타람 야다 드라실터 누파시아티 구누에 피아시자 바람 바트티 마드파밤 소티가크차티 소티가크차티 구너네타나티티아 드리는데히 데하사무드 파바느 자는 마무리티우 자라 두허칼 비무쿠토 무리타 마슈누테 자는 마무리티우 자라 두허카 자는 마무리티우 자라 두허칼 비무쿠토 자는 마무리티우 자라 두허칼. One sec. Make sure I'm still online. Okay. 자는 마무리티우 자라 두허칼 비무쿠토 무리타 마슈누테 알주나 우바자 카일링은 가이스들이는 카일링은 가이스들이는구나 네타나티또 바바티 브라포 기마자라흐 가탐 짜이탐스들이는구나 나티 발타테 짜이탐스들이는구나 나티 발타테 Shri Bhagavanuvaca Prakasham cha Pravritim cha Mohameva cha Panandava Na Tubeshitui Samum Pravritani Na Nivritani Kang Kushati Udasina Padasino Gunoirio na Vichaliate Guno Paltananta Itievam Yovatishtati Nengungate Samaduha Kasukaho Sivasataho Samaloshito Shimalan Janaho tulya priya priyo, tiras tulya ninen, dat, tiras tulya ninen dat, ma samsu tuttiho, tiras tulya ninen dat, ma samsu tuttiho. Mana pamana yosutulya sutulyo, mitrari pakushoyoho. Saivaramam paparityagi, gunati taho sa ujyate. Mam cha yovya pichareno, bhakti yogena sevate. Sa gunanan samati dhyaitan braham, gunanan samati dhyaitan brahma puya, gunanan samati dhyaitan brahma puyaya, kalpate brahmano hi pratishto hamamuritasya vyayasya cha, shivatasya cha taimasya, Sukhasya nantika, sukhasya nantikasya cha. Tatasaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatusu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambade Gunotraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Chaturdasho Dhyayaha. The Holy One said, I will again declare that supernal of sciences, that excellent science, knowing which all the Munis have attained to the highest perfection from this. Resorting to this science and attaining to my nature, they are not reborn even on a creation and are not disturbed at the universal dissolution. The mighty Brahma is a womb for me. Therein I place the germ. Then Soparata, the birth of all beings, taketh place. Whatever forms a son of Kunti are born in all wombs, of them Brahma is the mighty womb. I, the seed-imparting sire. Goodness, passion, darkness, these qualities, born of nature, bind down, O thou of mighty arms, the eternal embodied in the body. Amongst these, goodness from its unsullied nature, being enlightening, and free from misery, bindeth, O sinless one, with the attachment of happiness and of knowledge. Know that passion, having desire for its essence, is born of thirst and attachment. That, O son of Kunti, bindeth the embodied by the attachment of work. Darkness, however, know, is born of ignorance, bewilders all embodied. That bindeth Oparata by error, indolence, and sleep. Goodness uniteth with pleasure, passion Oparata with work. But darkness, veiling knowledge, uniteth with error. Passion and darkness being repressed, goodness remaineth Oparata. Passion and goodness, darkness and goodness, passion. When in this body, in all its gates, the light of knowledge is produced, then should one know that goodness hath been developed there. Avarice, activity, performance of works, one of tranquility, desire, these O Buddha Parata's race, are born when passion is developed. Gloom, inactivity, error, and delusion also, these O son of Guru's race, are born when darkness is developed. When the holder of a body goeth to dissolution while goodness is developed, then he attaineth to the spotless regions of those that know the Supreme. Going to dissolution when passion prevails, one is born among those that are attached to work. Likewise, Dissolved during darkness, one is born in wombs that beget the ignorant. The fruit of good action is said to be good and untainted. The fruit, however, of passion is misery. The fruit of darkness is ignorance. From goodness is produced knowledge, from passion avarice. From darkness are error and delusion, and also ignorance. They that dwell in goodness go on high. They that are addicted to passion dwell in the middle. They that are of darkness, being addicted to the lowest quality, go down. When an observer recognizes none else to be an agent save the qualities, and knows that which is beyond, he attains to my nature. The embodied, by transcending these three qualities, which constitute the source of all bodies, enjoyeth immortality, being free from birth, death, decrepitude, and misery. Arjuna said, What are the indications, O Lord, of one who hath transcended these three qualities? What is his conduct? How also doth one transcend these three qualities? The Holy One said, He who hath no aversion for light, activity, and even delusion of Sanatbandhu, when they are present, nor desireth them when they are absent, who seated as one unconcerned, is not shaken by those qualities, who sitteth and moveth not, thinking that it is the qualities that are engaged, to whom pain and pleasure are alike, who is self-contained, and to whom a sod of earth, a stone, and gold are alike, to whom the agreeable and the disagreeable are the same, who hath discernment, to whom censure and praise are the same, to whom honor and dishonor are the same, who regardeth friend and foe alike, who hath renounced all exertion, is said to have transcended the qualities. He also who worshippeth me with exclusive devotion, he, transcending those qualities, becometh fit for admission into the nature of Brahma. For I am the stay of Brahma, of immortality, of indestructibility, of eternal piety, and of unbroken felicity. Namaste. Namaste. Bahanim Yashasam Vidatasya Ketum Supravyam Dudam Sadioaltamu Divijanumanam Rayi Miba Prashastam Ratim Parad Purigabe Matarishiva Asya Shasurupaya Sahu Satyanante Habishimananta Ushijo Ye Cha Maltahu Divashicit Pulbo Nyasadi Hotamurikut Chio 호따 뿌리 끝이요. Just give me 1 second. Vishipatil Bhikkhu Betaha Tam Nabiasi Hurida Nayama Namasamata Suki til Matu Jihva Mashiaho Jayama Namasamata Suki til Matu Jihva Jayamana Masamata Suki til Matu Jihva Mashiaho. Almost. How long is this? Oh, it's really short. Jayamana Masamata Suki til Matu Jihva Mashiaho. Yamurita Vijo Burijane Manusho Saho Brayasuvananta Ayabo Jijanananta Ushikabako Basulmanushueshu Barenuyo Hotatai Bhikkhu Tamuna Griha Patildama Aganil Puvadra Yipati Aganil Puvadra Yipati Rayinam Tam Teva Payam Patimagne Rayinam Pra Shamsamo Mati Pilgo Tama Saho Ashum Na Vajamuparam Majayanataho Pratalmakushu Tiya Basul Jakamiat. Namaste. Just double checking if I'm still online. Yeah. As toward some goodly treasure, Ma Tarishivan brought as a gift the glorious priest to Prigu, banner of sacrifice. Okay. The good protector, child of the two birds, the swiftly moving envoy. Both gods and men obey this ruler's order, gods who are worshipped, men who yearn and worship. As priest, he takes his seat ere break of morning, house lord, adorable with men, ordainer. May our fair praise, heart-born, most recent, reach him whose tongue, even at his birth, is sweet as honey. Who mortal priests, men, with their strong endeavor, supply with dainty viands, have created. Good to mankind, the yearning purifier hath among men been placed as priest choice-worthy. May Agni be our friend, lord of the household, protector of the riches in the dwelling. As such we Gotamas with hymns extol thee, O Agni, as the guardian lord of riches. Decking thee like a horse, the swift prize winner, may he, enriched with prayer, come soon and early. Namaste. 에테나 부대는 드리예슈 달말라쿠쇼너 바스타 파리너마 비아키아타흐 에테나 불보크테나 지드타 파리너메나 달말라쿠쇼너 바스타 루페너 부대는 드리예슈 달마 파리너모 라쿠쇼너 파리너모 바스타 파리너마슈 조쿠토 라쿠쇼너 파리너모 바스타 파리너마시 조쿠토 라쿠쇼너 파리너모 바스타 파리너마시 조쿠토 라쿠쇼너 파리너모 바스타 파리너마시 조쿠토. Okay, it's a little spelling. I'm not sure about this. Beditabiyahu. Yeah, Beditabiyahu. Beditabiyahu. Tatra Vyutthana Nirotayol Dharma Yora Pipava Pradulpava Vyutthana Nirotayol Vyutthana Nirota Yol Vyutthana Nirotayol Dharma Vyutthana Nirotayol Dharma Yora Pipava Pradulpava. Vyutthana Nirotayol Dharma Yora Pipava Pradulpava. Vyutthana Nirotayol Dharma Vyutthana Nirotat sorry Tatra Vyutthana Nirotayol Dharma Yora Pipava Vyutthana Nirotayol Dharma Yora Pipava Pradulpava. Dharminui Dharma Parinamaha. Lakushana Parinamashicha. 니로타스들이 라쿠셔너스들이 비라트바 비리유크타흐. 니로타스들이 라쿠셔너스들이 비라트바 비리유크타 비라트바 비리유크타흐. 니로타스들이 라쿠셔너스들이 비라트바 비리유크타흐. Sorry about today. There's so much going on. It's like I'm fighting against something. 니로타스들이 라쿠셔너스들이 비라트바 비리유크타흐. 사 칼바나 가타 라쿠셔너 마트 칼바나 가타 라쿠셔너 마트바남 프라타맘 히트바 달마트바 마나티 그란토 달마트 바마나티 그란토 발타마나 라쿠셔넘. Look up one. 만남 발타마남 라쿠셔넘 프라티파나흐. Just double check. 야트라시아 스바루 베너 비비아크티흐. 에쇼시아 드비티요트바 나 자티타 나가타 피암 라쿠셔너 피암 비유크타흐. Tata Bhutatanam Tirilakushanam Tiripiratva Piriyukatam Paitamana Lakushanam. Gonna look up number 2 here. Manam Paitamanam Lakushanam Hitva Taimatva Mani Tikran Tamati Ta Tita Lakushanam Taimatva Mana Taimatva Manatikran Tamati Ta Lakushanam Pratipanunam Eshwasya Tiriti Yotva Na Jana Gata Baitamana Pyam Lakushono Pyam Piyukutam Evam Punai Biotitana Mupa Sampadiyamana Mana Gata Lakushonam Hitva Taimatva Manatikranantam Paitamana Lakushanam. It's number 3 here. Manam Vaitamanam Lakushanam Pratipananam Yatrasya Svarupa Pivyakatau Satyam Vyaparaho Eshosya Dviti Yotva Na Jati Tanagata Pyam Lakushono Pyam Vyukutamiti Evam Punalirota Evam Punalvyutatanamiti Tata Vasuta Parino Maho. It's number 1. Maho. Okay, so that version skips Tatra. Okay. Tatra Nirodhakusho Nueshu Nirota Samskara. Alright, I hope it's not connected. Let me just double check with another version quick. Yeah, okay. Balabanato Pavanati Dulbala Bhutitana Samskara Iti Esho Taimano Mabasuta Parino Maho Tatra Taimino Taimaiho Parinomo Taimanom Turiyatvanam Lakushonoiho Parinomo Lakushononam Lakushononamapyavasata piho. Give me 1 second here. I'm not sure how to say that actually. This one is really long. Triyatvanam Triyatvanam. Okay. Lakushono na mapya basata piho. Lakushono na mapya basata piho. Parinoma iti. Evam talma lakushono basata parinoma iho. Shunyam na kushono mapi gunabuddhitamava. Gunabuddhitamava. Gunabuddhitamavatishthote. Gunabuddhitamavatishthote. Jalam ja gunabuddhitamu. Gunasava pavyam tu prabhuddhititikara no mukutam. Gunanamiti. Etena putenandri yeshu. Taima taimi peda gatri bitaho. Taima taimi peda gatri bitaho. Parinomo veditavyaho. Paramarthat Dastubeka. I'm just gonna double check this one here. When there's this 3 lines, sometimes they pronounce it K, sometimes with a T. So just gonna check with, yeah, they even separated the two. Alright, just to be safe, I'll pronounce the other version. Taima taimi peda tatri pitaho. Parinomo veditavyaho. The printing is a little off here. Paramarthasutubeka. Paramarthasutubeka eva parinomaho. Taimi suvarupam. Taimi suvarupamatro hi taimo. Taimo. Standalone taimo. Yeah. Taimi bikuri yaivaishu. Taimaduvara. Prapanchiyata iti. Alright. So actually I'm not sure how to say that. So sometimes they, yeah. Tatra taimasya taiminui. Valtamanasya tuvasava titana gata valtamaneshu. Valtamanasya tuvat. Valtamanasya tuvasvati tanagata valtamaneshu. Pavanyata tuvam pavati na. It's number 1 here. Dra. Also it skips this word. Tu. Dravyanyata tuvam. Yata suvaina pajanas. Suvaina pajanasya. I'm pretty sure that looks like a J. Just gonna double check this. The printing is not the best. Yeah. Pituvanyata kriyam. Pituvanyata kriyamanasya. Pavanyata tuvam bhavati na suvarno niyathat vamiti. Suvarno niyathat vamiti. Apara ahu taimana pyatiko taimi purvatattvana tikramat. Purvatattvana tikramat. Purva parabhasata pedamanupati. Purva parabhasata pedamanupatitahu. Purva parabhasata pedamanupatitahu. Tienai. Gauta sutienai va. Parivaitata. Yadhyanu vayi siyaditi. Ayamadoshahu kasmat. Ekanatana pyupagamat. Ekanatana pyupagamat. Number 2. Kanutana. Ekanukantana. Yeah. Ekanutana. Okay. Ekanutana pyupagamat. Takutrai. Lokyam. Ekatakutrai lokyam. And there's that double T, triple T again, which is supposed to be a K sound. Eka. Okay. So, oh yeah. They separate. Tattatriya lokyam. Tade tattatriya lokyam. Tade tattatriya lokyam. Tade takutrai lokyam. Tade takutrai lokyam. Tade tattrai lokyam. Vyakuterapaiti. Nityatva pratishwe. Nityatva pratishwetat. Apetamapyasati. Vinasha pratishwetat. Vinasha pratishwetat. Samsarga kuchasya saukushimyam. Saukushimya kuchanupa lapatiriti. Saukushimya kuchanupa lapatiriti. Lakushona parinomo taimotu basu. Vaitamanoti toti talakushono yukuto nagata vaitatamana. Vaitamana pyam. Vaitamanoti toti talakushono yukuto nagata vaitamana pyam. And I'm just gonna check how long is this. Wow. I might just do this one today. I'm not gonna do another one. Maybe it's a sign. Okay. 발타마노티 토티 달라쿠쇼노 유쿠토 나가타 발타마나 피암 발타마노티 토티 달라쿠쇼노 유쿠토 나가타 발타마나 피암 라쿠쇼노 피암 아비유쿠타흐 타타나 가토나 가타 라쿠쇼노 유쿠토 타타나 가토나 가타 라쿠쇼노 유쿠토 발타마나 티타 피암 라쿠쇼노 피암 마비유쿠타 라쿠쇼노 피암 마비유쿠타흐 타타 발타마노 발타마나 라쿠쇼노 유쿠토 티타나 가타 피암 라쿠쇼노 피암 아비유쿠타 이티 야타 부루쇼 에카시암 스트리암 라쿠토 나 셰쇼수 비라쿠토 바바티티 아트라 라쿠쇼노 파리노메 살바시아 살바 라쿠쇼노 요가 다트바 삼카라흐 살바 라쿠쇼노 요가 다트바 삼카라흐 브라브노티티 Pretty sure that's an N, just the printing seems to be not perfect. Brapnotiti, okay. Parail dosho shichodiata iti tasya pariharaho taimanam taimatuvama prasatyam taimatuvama prasatyam sati cha taimatve lakushono pedopi vajyo na 발타마나 사마야 에바시아 타이마트 밤. Alright, that just 타이마트 밤. Yeah, okay. 에밤 히나 치트담 라가 타이마감 Siat Kurota le Raga Sia Samucha Samu. There's a little thing there. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be there, but I need to double check. Raga Sia. Yeah. Ragasya samuda charaditi kimcha trayanam lakushononam yugapadekasyam vyakatau nasati sampavahu grameno tu svabhyanjakan janasya pavo pavediti Ugutam cha rupa tishaya purititya tishaya shicha. There's number 1. Paraspareno pi. Okay. I'm just gonna start over. Something seems Ukutam cha rupa tishaya purititya tishaya shicha And then there's an addendum. Pari para se pare no bi. So, okay. Virutianute samaniani devatishayaiho saha prabaltanute tasmada samkaraho yatha ragasyaiva devachit samudachara iti na tadani maniatra bhavaho kimtu kevalam samaniena samanubhagata ityasati tada tatra tasya bhavaho tatha lakushonosiati. How long? 3 more pages. Okay. Progress. Na taimi triyatva taima sutu triyatva nasate lakushita alakushita satatra alakushita satatra. Okay, there's number 1. Ta shicha alakushita shicha tam, and then it goes over there. So okay. Lakushita satam tam abasatam prapunuvanuto niyatvena pratinil dishyanante seva pasatanu tarato. Okay. Pratinil dishyanante pasatanu tarato na dravyana tarataho nyataika rekha shatasatane shatam dashasatane dashaika. It's number 2. Dashaikam. Really? Okay. Jaikasatane yatha jaikatvapi sutri mata chochiate duhita ja sivasa jati. I'm just gonna make sure that's printed right. Yeah, okay, cool. Duhita Abhasatha parinome kauto sutya prasanganga doshoho kauto sutya prasanganga kauto sutya sutya. Alright, I'm not sure how to say this actually. Kausit I went too far up. Gausutuya, yeah, Gausutuya, Kaushtuya, Kaushtusthya, 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 Sthya, Kaushtusthya Prasanganga Doshaha, Kai Shichi Dukata, Kai Shichi Dukataha, Katamu, Kai Shichi Dukataha, Katamu, Atavano, Vyapareno, Vyabahitatavat, Yada, Taimaha, Svabhya Param Na Karoti, Tada Gato, Yada Karoti, Tada Paltamano, Yada Kritva, Nibritadas Tadas, Nibritadas, Nibritata, Nibritadas Tadatita, Vityevam, Taima Taimino, Lakushono, Na Mavasatana, Taima Taimino, Lakushono, Na Vasatanam, Ja, Gautosatiam, Prapunoti, Ti, Parail Dosho, Ujyate, Na Sao Dosho, Kasamat, Kuno Nityat Vapi, Kuno Nam, Vimalda, Vaichitriyat, Triyat, Ya, Vimalda Vaichitriyat. And let me just double check the English version. Bimal. I'll have to double check, but I'm not myself. Yet. Okay. Yatriyat. Bimalda Vaichitriyat. The thing about Sanskrit is you can't oversay it. It'll get you later. So you just say it once and leave. Yatha samsita namadi madit taimamataram. Samsita namadi madit taimamataram. Samsita namadi madit taimamataram. Shabdadinam. That's supposed to be an sound. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be there. Shabdadinam. Yeah. Shabdadinam. Number 1. B. So it skips this word. Gunonam. Vinashinam evam. Ningamadi maditaimamataram. Satvadinam. Gunonam. Vinashinam. Tasamin vikara samjinyati. Tatraida muda haranam. Murid tell me 비는 더 가나듯 비는 더 가라듯 탈마듯 탈만 따라 무파 삼파디야마노. Okay, how much? Okay, it's like home stretch. 비는 더 가라듯 탈마듯 탈마는 따라무 파삼 파디야마 따라무 파삼 파디야마노. Okay. 비는 더 가라듯 탈마듯 탈마는 따라무 탈마는 따라무. 비는 더 가라듯 탈마듯 탈마는 따라무. Sorry about today. Very distracted with everything. 비는 더 가라듯 탈마는 따라무. 비는 더 가라듯 탈마는 따라무 파삼파디야마노. Yeah, okay. 탈마따흐. Maybe I'll say it one more. 비는 더 가라듯 탈마는 따라무 파삼파디야마노. 탈마따흐 파리너마테 카토 가라 이티. 카토 가로 나가탐 라쿠쇼넘 히트바 발타마나 라쿠쇼넘 프라티파디아타 이티 라쿠쇼노타흐 파리너마테. 카토 나바푸라노탐 프라티쿠쇼너마누 파바누나 바스타 파리너맘. 프라티쿠쇼너마누 파바누나 바스타 파리너맘 프라티파디아타 이티 달미노피 달마는 따라 바스타 달마는 따라 마바스타 달마시아피 라쿠쇼노는 따라 마바 바스타남 파스티에 디에카 마바스티에 디에카 마바스테 디에카 라쿠쇼노는 따라 마바스테 디에카 라쿠쇼노는 따라 마바스테 디에카 라쿠쇼노는 따라 마바스테 라쿠쇼노는 따라 마바스테 디에카. Alright, almost done. 에바 드라비아 파리노모 파데노바다시타 이티. Wow, this whole thing there. 에밤 바랄타느 다레시바피 바달타느 다레시바피 바달타느 다레시바피. Okay, let me check. 바달타느 다레시. Okay, cool. 요지아미티 다 에테 달마라쿠쇼노 바스타 파리노마 달미 스바루밤 마나티크라는다. 달미 스바루밤 마나티크라는다. 달미 스바루밤 마나티크라는다. 이티에카 에바 파리노마흐 살바나 무는 비셰 쇼나 피플라바테. 살바나 무는 비셰 쇼나 피플라바테. 살바나 무는 비셰 쇼나 피플라바테. I'm just gonna double check here because there's a line going. Saivama, Saivanamu, Saivana, Saivanamunam Visheshona Piplavate. Okay. Ata Goyam Parinomaho Abasatitasya Diravyasya Purva Taimani Buddhi Purva Taimani Buddhi Tao Taimanan Taimanan Taimanataro Taimanataro Taimanataro. Even I can't even say the easy words now. Taimanataro Tepatiho Taimanataro Tepatatiho Parinoma iti. Yay. I'm just gonna check how long 14 is, because maybe I'll do 14, 13 and 14. Not sure yet. By this, the changes of the characteristics, symptoms, and conditions in the elements and in the senses have been described. By the aforesaid mental change in the form of the characteristics, symptoms, and conditions, it should be understood that the change of the characteristics, the change of the symptoms, and the change of the conditions in the elements and in the senses have been described. There, the respective dissolution and evolution of the exhibitive and the inhibitive habits is the change of the characteristics and the change of the symptoms in the characterized substance. The inhibitive habit, being possessed of three symptoms, is connected with three paths. It indeed obtains the present symptom after giving up the first path, which consists of the yet unmanifested symptom, and it does not transgress the reality of the characteristic. Here it has its manifestation by its own real nature. This is its second path, and is not devoid of the past and the yet unmanifested symptoms. Similarly, the exhibitive habit, being possessed of three symptoms, is connected with three paths. It obtains the past symptom after giving up the present symptom, and does not transgress the reality of the characteristic. This is its third path, and it is not devoid of the yet unmanifested and the present symptoms. Thus again, the inhibitive habit, being converted into the exhibitive habit, obtains the present symptom after giving up the yet unmanifested symptom, and does not transgress the reality of the characteristic. Here, it has its operation for the manifestation of its own real nature. This is its second path, and is not devoid of the past and the yet unmanifested symptoms. Thus again comes the inhibitive habit, and thus again is the same transformed into exhibitive habit. Similar is the same change of condition. The inhibitive potencies become powerful, and the exhibitive potencies become weak during the inhibitive moments. Such is the change of condition of the characteristics. There, the change of the characterized substance is caused by the characteristics. The change of the characteristics possessed of three paths is caused by the symptoms, and also the change of the symptoms is caused by the conditions. Thus, the function of the energies does not stand even for a moment without the changes of the characteristics, symptoms, and conditions. Further, the function of the energies is ever changeful, because it has been said that the cause of the rise of the energies is the very essence of their nature. By this, the threefold change in the elements and in the senses according to the difference of the characteristics and the characterized substance is to be understood. However, in reality, there is but one change, because the characteristic is but the manifestation of the characterized substance. This modification of the characterized substance alone is amplified by the characteristic. There, the alteration of state of the characteristics itself, existent in the characterized substance, takes place in the past, the not yet come, and the present paths, but there is no alteration of the matter. As for example, when the gold vessel is broken to be made into another form, It is the alteration of the state but not of the gold. Others say that the characterized substance is nothing more than the characteristics, because the reality of the characteristics is not transgressed. If it would be the relative cause, then it should vary through constant position after following the difference of the former and the latter conditions. This is without any defect. Why? Because the constancy is not found. It is this threefold world which disappears from its manifestation because its eternity is denied. Although it disappears, it still exists because its destruction is denied. Its subtlety comes from commingled existence, and the absence of perception is due to its subtlety. The change of the symptom is the characteristic present in the past. It is the past which is connected with the past symptoms and is not devoid of the yet unmanifested and present symptoms. Similarly, it is the present which is connected with the present symptom and is not devoid of the past and yet unmanifested symptoms. Similarly, the yet unmanifested is connected with the yet unmanifested symptom and is not devoid of the present and the past symptoms. As for example, a man being attached to one woman does not become averse to all other women. Here an objection is raised by others that in the case of this change of the symptoms, the confusion of the past must come to all due to the inner mixture of all symptoms. Its refutation is thus: the essentiality of the characteristics requires no proof. Where there is essentiality, the difference of the symptoms also must be considered. Its essentiality is not for the present time only. If it be so, then the mind cannot have any impression of attachment on account of the absence of free action of the attachment at the time of anger. What more, there can be no simultaneous occurrence of the three symptoms in one individual case of manifestation. The manifestation of its manifestative cause can only be by succession. Further, it has been said that the energies having predominance of forms and activities become opposed to one another. The ordinary energies, however, rise with the intense ones. Therefore, there is no confusion. As for example, the attachment has its free action in some case, so it does not cease to exist at that time in another case, but simply it becomes equally present in unity, so it has its existence therein. Similar is the case with the symptom. The characterized substance is not possessed of three paths. The characteristics, however, are possessed of the three paths. They may be visible or invisible. There, the visible characteristics get different conditions and are specified by the differentiation through the change of condition, but not through the change of matter. As the figure 1 is 100 in the place of 100, 10 in the place of 10, and 1 in the place of 1. In the same way, a woman, even with her individuality remaining the same, is called wife, mother, daughter, sister, and so on. As regards the change of condition, the defect about the statement of unchanging position is raised by some persons. How? It is because of its being interposed by the operation of the paths. It is as follows. It is the not yet come when the characteristic does not perform its operation, the present when it performs its operation, and the past when it ceases after performing the operation. Thus the unchanging position of the symptoms and the conditions of the characteristic and the characterized substance comes in. This is the defect put forward by the opponents. It is not a defect. Why? On account of the variegation in the interaction of the energies, even in spite of the eternity of the substance possessed of the energies. As the external world, having only its beginning with the characteristic of sound, etc., which are born in the indestructible energies, is destructible, so the traceable step, being possessed of only its beginning with the characteristic of illumination, etc., of the indestructible energies, is destructible. There the term modification is applied. There is an example in this connection. Earth is the characterized object. It acquires a different characteristic from the characteristic of the shape of a lump, and is transformed into a jar by change of characteristic. The form of the jar, after giving up its yet unmanifested symptom, obtains the present symptom. Thus it is transformed by the change of symptom. The jar, experiencing newness and oldness every moment, obtains the change of condition. The change of the characteristic is also a condition of the characterized object, and the change of the symptom is also a condition of the characteristic. So the change of the single matter only is represented by differentiation. Thus it should be applied to other things also. These are the changes of the characteristics, symptoms, and conditions which do not transgress the real nature of the characterized substance. So it is but the single change which flows over all those distinctive steps. Now what is this change? This change is the rise of another characteristic on the cessation of the former characteristic of the existing matter. That was long. Okay. Another version. Thus, with regard to elements and to organs, mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity have been enumerated. Thus, by the already described mutations of mind stuff in external aspect and in time variation and in intensity, the mutation of external aspect in elements and organs, the mutation of time variation and the mutation of intensity are to be understood as having been described. Of these, the mutation of external aspect takes place in the substance and is the becoming invisible of the external aspect of emergence and the becoming visible of the external aspect of restriction. And the mutation of time variation is the restriction having the 3 time variations, connected with the 3 time forms. This, one may say, puts aside the first time form whose time variation is yet to come, and passes into the present time variation without, however, passing out of its state as external aspect. But in this, it becomes manifest as being what it is. This is its second time form, and it is not completely severed from past or from future time variations. Likewise, emergence has the 3 time variations. It is connected with the 3 time forms. Having put aside the present time variation, it passes over into the past time variation without, however, passing out of its state as external aspect. This is its third time form. And it is not completely severed from the future and the present time variations. In the same manner, emergence, completing itself again, having put aside the future time variation, and not having passed out of its state as external aspect, passes into the present time variation, in which, since this manifests itself as it is, it obtains its functional activity. This is the second time form of this, and it is not completely released from past and future time variations. In the same way, it continues, now restriction, now emergence. Similarly, the mutation of intensity. In it, during the moments of restriction, the subliminal impressions of restriction become powerful, and the subliminal impressions of emergence become weak. This, then, is the external aspect's mutation of intensity. In these cases, the substance has a mutation in its external aspects. The external aspects have mutation in time variations, and the time variations also have mutation in intensities. Consequently, the changes of the aspects do not remain, even for a moment, devoid of mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity. For the changes of the aspects are unstable, and we say that it is of the very nature of the aspects to cause activity. Thus we have to understand the threefold mutation in the case of elements and organs, because there is the distinction between the substance and the external aspects. But in the strict sense, there is but a single mutation, for the external aspect is nothing more than the substance itself, since it is merely an evolved form of the substance amplified in the form of an external aspect. In such cases, there is within the substance an alteration of the condition of the present external aspect with regard to past and future and present time forms. There is no alteration of the matter, just as by dividing a plate of gold there is an alteration of its condition insofar as it is altered, but there is no alteration of the gold. An opponent objects as follows: a substance is nothing over and above the external aspects, for it cannot pass beyond its previous existence. If again it were a something present in all its external aspects, but different from them, then it would come to be known as a something itself absolutely unchanged, although connected with a series of changes. But this, no weakness. Why? Because we do not maintain an absolute unity. This world passes out of the state of a phenomenalized form. And this we say because we deny that it is permanent. Again, it continues to exist even after it has passed out. For to deny its annihilation, on being refunded, it takes on a subtle form. And by reason of this subtle form, it becomes unapperceived. An external aspect in the mutation of time variation exists really in the time forms. Past, having the past time variation, though not completely severed from future and present time variations. Future, having the future time variation, though not completely severed from present and past time variations. Present, having a present time variation, though not completely severed from past and future time variations. Take the case of a man enamored of one particular woman. He has not thereby lost his sexual feeling for the rest of women folk. Here the difficulty is brought forward by others, that since all three time variations are connected with everything that is in the mutation of time variation, it must follow that the time forms are confounded. We meet this objection thus. What is termed the common nature of things as external aspects cannot be brought into existence. The common nature exists, and therefore in regard to it, the distinctions of time variations must be maintained. Thus it must not be said that the common nature of this or that thing exists only in the present time. Because if this were so, the mind stuff could never become subject to passion. For anger, desire would not move actively forth. Moreover, it is not possible for the three time variations to belong simultaneously to one and the same phenomenalized form. But what is possible is the presentation in successive times of its phenomenal form by the operation of the conditions which phenomenalize it. Thus it has been said, the forms to a high degree and the fluctuations to a high degree oppose each other, but the generic forms cooperate with these to a high degree. Hence, they are not confounded. To take an example, when we say absolutely that passion for a certain thing has shown itself, we do not mean that at that time passion for another object is non-existent, continues to be present, though in a generic form. Hence, it, for that, exists at that time. Similar in the case of time variation. The three time forms do not belong to the substance, but to the external aspects. These have a time variation or do not have a time variation. And as entering into various intensities are known by different names, an alteration of intensity but not of matter. Thus the same stroke is termed 1 in the unit place and 10 in the tenth place and 100 in the hundredths place. Wow. So too, the same woman is called a mother and a daughter and a sister. Some persons have objected that in the case of a thing which mutates in intensity, it must logically be held to be absolutely permanent. How is this? On the ground that it is functional activity of the thing which determines the time form of the thing. Thus the thing is said to be a future thing when it is not exerting its own activity, and a present thing when it is thus active, and a past thing when it has ceased from activity. Hence we say these persons, it follows that substance and external aspect and time variation and intensity are all absolutely permanent. But that weakness does not exist, for we hold that although a substrate is permanent, its aspects suffer a variety of antagonisms. Just as any arrangement of parts, which is only an external aspect of the imperishable subtle elements, sound and the rest, and has a beginning and an end, so the resoluble is only an external aspect of the imperishable aspects, the sattva and the others, and has a beginning and an end, and to it the term evolved form is applied. The following serves as an illustration. The substance clay passes from its external aspect in the form of a round lump of clay into another external aspect, and thus as an external aspect enters into mutation in the form of a water jar. The water jar form, putting aside its future time variation, assumes its present time variation. Here is the mutation as time variation. The water jar is every moment undergoing oldness and newness, and thus passes through mutations of intensity. Thus the substance also has another external aspect, which is the intensity, and the external aspect has also another time variation, which is the intensity. There is therefore only one mutation of matter, though variously described. The same explanation is applicable to other things also. The mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity do not transcend the substance as such. Hence there is only one kind of a mutation which includes all those varieties we have described. What then is a mutation? It is the rise of another external aspect in a permanent matter after an earlier external aspect has been repressed. I'm debating with myself whether I should do another one or just call it a day. I'll do one more and then call it a day. Tatra shanu dodita vyapadeshya shanu dodita vyapadeshya taimanupati taimi Yogyata Bakuchinana Taiminoho Shakutireva Taimaho Sa Cha Palaprasava Peda Numita Palaprasava Ped. I'm gonna start over. It's a rough day for me. Yogyata Bakuchinana Taiminoho Shakutireva Taimaho Sa Cha Palaprasava Peda Numita. It's number 1. Numita Sadhupava Palaprasava Peda Numita. Numita Sadhupava Palaprasava Peda Numita Sadhupava Palaprasava Peda Numitasa Palaprasava Peda Numitasa Sadhupava Palaprasava Peda Numitasadu Palaprasava Peda Numitadu Palaprasava Peda Numitasadupava. Okay. Ekasyanyo Nyashicha. It's number 2. Nyasuta Nyashicha. Ekasyanyo Nyasuta Nyashicha Paridrishitoho Tatra Vaitamanaho Suvabhya Paramanupavanu Taimi 스바비야 바라마누 바바느 달마느 따레 피야흐 샤느 때 피야 비아바데시에 피야시짱 샤느 때 피야시짱 비아바데시에 피야시짱 피디아테 야다 두 사마니에나 사마느 바가토 바바티 따다 달미스바루 바마드라트 바드 고사오 달미스바루 바마드라트 바드 고사오 달미스바루 바마드라트 바드 고사오 깨나 피디에타 따트라 예 칼루 달미누 달마허 샤는따 우디따 아비아바데시아 시자티 따트라 샤는따 예 그리트바 비아바라누바라타 비아바라누바라타흐 사비아바라 우디따스테 짜나가타시아 라쿠쇼노시아 사마나는 따라 발타마나시아 나는 따라 발타마나시아 나는 따라 아티타흐 기말타마티 다시야 나는 따라 나 파바는띠 발타마나흐 불바빠시지 마타야 아파바트 야타나가타 발타마나요흐 불바빠시지 마타 나이바 마티 다시야 다스마는 나티 다시야 스티 사마나는 따라흐 따다나가타 에바 사마나는 따로 바바티 발타마나시에티 아타비아바데시아흐 게 살바드 마카미티 야트로크타무 잘라푸미오흐 파리너미캄 라사디 바이시바루 비암 스타 바레슈 드리시타무 따타 alright 스타바라넘 장은가메슈 장은가마남 스타바레시비티에밤 자티아누쿠체데나 살바드 마카미티 데샤카라카라 니미트타 바느타나 데샤카라카라 니미트타 바느타나 데샤카라카라 니미트타 바바는 바느타나 Sorry. Deshakala kara nimitita papan tanana. Deshakala kara nimitita papan tanana. Yeah, I'm gonna stop at 14. I'm feeling all kinds of things right now. Nostalgic. Deshakala kara nimitita pabanatana kalu samana kala matamana mapipyakatiriti samana kala matamana mapipyakatiriti. Yeah. I'll say it one more time. You gotta be careful how many times you say it. Samana kala matamana mapipyakatiriti. Ya eteshiva pivyakatana pivyakateshu. Taime shivanu pati. Samanya visheshotama. Sonumbayi taimi. Yasya tu taimama tramevedam. Di rini niranu vayam tasya poga pavaho. Kasmat aniena vijnanena kritasya kaimano niyat katam pokatrit vena tikriyat yet pokatrit vena tikriyata. Pokatrit vena tikriyata. Tatasmritya pavashicha nanyadrishitasya smarano maniasya smarano maniasya satiti. Smarano maniasya satiti. Okay, almost there. Pasatu pratya pijinyana kacha. Sititonon vayi. Taimi yo taimanyata devama piu pagataho. Taimanyata devama piu pagataho. Pratya pijinyayate. Tasman nedam taimamataram niranu vayamiti. 15 is also long. Yeah, I'm not gonna do 15. Okay, I'm gonna start from here. It's the same thing. There, the characterized substance follows the past, the present, and the unpredictable characteristics. The characteristic being differentiated by fitness is merely the power of the characterized substance. Further, it is inferred to be existent according to the difference of the production of result, which is seen to be of one sort in one, and of another sort in another. That the present characteristic knows its own operation and differs from the different characteristics, the past and the unpredictable. When, however, it becomes equally present in unity, then being the only manifestation of the characterized substance, what is it and by which can it be differentiated? There, those that are indeed the characteristics of the characterized substance come under the category of the past, the present, and the unpredictable. There, the past are those that have ceased after performing the operations, the present are those that are in the operations. Further, there are the proximates of the yet unmanifested symptoms. The past are the proximates of the present. Why are the present ones not the proximates of the past? On account of the absence of anteriority and posteriority. posteriority. Wow. As the relation of anteriority and posteriority exists between the not yet come and the present, it is not so in the case of the past. Therefore, there is no proximate of the past. Accordingly, the not yet come alone is the proximate of the present. Now, what are the unpredictable? All have in them the nature of all. Here it has been said, the universal form of juice, etc., being the product of water and earth, is seen within the stationary beings. Similarly, that of the stationary ones is within the moving creatures, and that of the moving ones is within the stationary. Thus all is of the nature of all, without any exception of genus. But on account of the regulation of space-time, form and exciting cause, there is indeed no manifestation of all the varieties of nature at one and the same time. What follows the generic and the specific nature within these manifested and unmanifested characteristics is the characterized substance, which is the relative cause. In the case of him, however, who thinks that this is simply the characteristic itself, and it has no connection with the preceding cause, there must be the absence of experience. Why? How can one cognition be charged with the duty of an enjoyer for the action performed by another? Moreover, there will be the absence of remembrance, because no one can remember an object seen by another. Further, owing to the recognition of things, the characterized substance does exist as the substratum, which is recognized to have assumed the alteration of the characteristics. Therefore, this characteristic itself is not absolute. Yeah, 15 is long. I wanna do 15, but maybe I should slow down. Among these, a substance conforms itself to quiescent and uprisen and indeterminable external aspects. An external aspect is only a power of the substance as limited by its pre-established harmony, and it is known as an actual existence, of which the existence is inferred by the kind of effect which it generates, as one of or another of the single. Of these, that is called present, if it be that the external aspect is passing through it, the state, of its peculiar functional activity. This is different from the other external aspects, both the quiescent and the indeterminable. But when it has rejoined its general form, then how could that external aspect be distinguished from any other, since it is then of the very nature of the substance itself? There are, as everyone knows, three of these external aspects within the substance, the quiescent and the uprisen and the indeterminable. Of these, the quiescent are those that have come to rest by finishing their functional activity. The uprisen are those in active function, and these are immediately contiguous to the future time variation, while the past come after the present. Why do not the present come after the past? Because there is no relation of antecedent and consequent. The relation of antecedent and consequent in the case of the future and the present is not the same as in the case of the past. Therefore, there is immediately contiguous to the past. There is no later external aspect immediately contiguous to the past. Consequently, the future only is immediately contiguous to the present. Now, the indeterminable, what are they? Everything containing the essence of everything, upon which it has been said, that which in the various forms of taste and others contains the mutations of water and of earth is found in plants. Likewise, in plants is found in animals, and of animals in plants. In this sense, insofar as the common nature is not destroyed, we use the term everything contains the essence of everything. Still, because of connection with place and time and form and cause, the external aspects do not, of course, manifest themselves at the same time. That which passes through a succession of these external aspects, whether manifested or unmanifested, and which has as its essence the generic form and the particular, and which is present in all but different from them, that is a substance. But he who holds that this world is nothing but external aspects without it present in all but different from them, for him there will be no experience. Why would this be so? How could one consciousness of a subject of experience be held responsible for a deed done by another consciousness? And there will be also no memory of this, for there is no such thing as recollection by one consciousness of something seen by another. And it is the substance permanently present in all but different from them, which upon the recognition of a thing is recognized as participating in the alteration of the external aspect. Consequently, it is not true that it is nothing more than external aspects without it present in all but different from them. I'm feeling nostalgic because the world's gonna change. I don't know when, but maybe that's why the universe is trying to stop me. I'm talking nonsense. Okay, I think I'm done here. Namaste.